I'm sure you get tired of me always telling you all the time why I think the cryptos are still going to be great. The prices are still going to go up. You know, could talk about this stuff for days on end. But what do other people think? Let's look at what other people think. As a matter of fact, I got two stories for you. So let's see. Let's start with this one from a couple days ago. This is from not Satoshi Times, but ToshiTimes.com. Although this story is actually all over the place. This is just one I searched for real quick because I didn't actually send myself this link. I told myself, I'll just talk about it briefly, you know. But I'm thinking, well, let me actually find the article. How about that? You know, because Jay Snip is not even kind of a billionaire. Nope, not even close. I'm light years away from being a billionaire, okay? But there are billionaires out there who have looked at cryptos and said, yep, it's the real deal. One of those people's name is Tim Draper. Billionaire Tim Draper predicts $100 trillion market cap for cryptos. I'm thinking, certainly he's not talking 2018. Let me read into this. And no, he's basically saying over the next 10 years or so. The eccentric billionaire and venture capitalist come vocal cryptocurrency supporter, Tim Draper has become notorious for his optimism and bullish attitude regarding virtual currencies. Moreover, it would seem that Draper is unfazed by the recent downturn in cryptocurrency, as he recently made a price prediction that is sure to turn heads. Why isn't he worried about this recent downturn? Oh, I don't know, because we've had 470 other recent downturns, just like the one recently. Draper sat down with the financial news publication The Street in mid-May and discussed a myriad of different cryptocurrency issues, such as his take on cryptocurrency regulation, the issue of hacked cryptocurrency wallets, and even how Donald Trump should proceed in relation to cryptocurrencies. However, the most sensational piece of information to come out of the interview might very well be Draper's price estimate for Bitcoin. He argued that he has revised his previously held estimate up to the prediction that a single Bitcoin will be worth a whopping $250,000 in 2022. Nonetheless, Draper is not only betting on Bitcoin, he also predicted that although Bitcoin would be a $10 trillion business in 10 years' time, he believes that the global market for cryptocurrency will be worth $100 trillion in the same time span. These numbers are mind-boggling. However, Draper argues that they are in fact probable if one takes into account that fiat currencies could decrease in use, which Draper says is the case. Furthermore, Draper points to past innovations such as Lightning, Bitcoin Cash, Bitcoin Gold, as examples of how cryptocurrency can grow and surprise us. He also mentioned that he believes a pivotal point for Bitcoin will be when, in about 4 years, people start paying in crypto. He also talked about how he believes that central banks will soon be obsolete and suggested that he felt like he should tell them to start looking for a new job in relation to the Federal Reserve employees. The billionaire also stated he would not exchange his cryptocurrency asset for fiat, even if the price of Bitcoin hits $250,000. Moving from crypto to fiat is like trading shells for gold. He said it's reverting to the past. I'm thinking long term. I'll use it, I'll spend it, I'll invest it, or just hang on to it. Although Draper's price predictions are undoubtedly high-flying, they may not be entirely unfounded. Any prediction made just 6 years ago, pegging Bitcoin at $6,000 in 2018, would likely have been considered equally fanciful, not to mention Bitcoin's high of around $20,000. Whether Draper's estimate pans out or not, it will be interesting to watch the price development of Bitcoin. So let's think about that. This thing comes out basically for free. You create Bitcoin, whatever. It's, it wasn't an ICO. You didn't have to pay for the thing. You could mine it for free. Not only could you mine it for free, you didn't have to have these powerful GPUs, video cards or any of that stuff. You could do it with the CPU. Of course, then the blocks got harder and harder to, break, so to speak, or mine. And then you needed a powerful video card to help with that process. Anyways, it was pennies. Then it got to a couple bucks. Even when it got to a couple of dollars. Think about having some of these things at pennies, and you got thousands of them. Now they're worth $2 a piece. You're made right there. You're already happy. But imagine someone telling you then, when you're like, dude, I've got these things for 2 and 3 cents. I've got tens of thousands of them, and they're worth $2 now. And someone comes to you and says, do you need the money, and do you think you'll need the money from now to 6 years, whatever you're doing with this? No, I mean, I'm younger guy, and no, not necessarily. Why? It's going to actually hit $20,000. It's going to bounce around, then it's going to fall to a, get ready for this, low of 6,000, 6,500, whatever, in 2018. Can you wait a few years? And the guy's going to tell you it actually hit 20, or if you think it's going to hit 20, and then hover on a low for a little while at 6,000, 6,500? What are you smoking? $6,000 Bitcoin. In a few years from now, okay, get lost, dude. I'm cashing out at $2. That's how that conversation would have went. Until that guy saw, just a few years later, not 6, but just a few years, wow, it's over $100. Remember 2013, $100, $200, $300, $500, over $1,000. That guy would sit back and think of that conversation he had. Wow. I made out real well at $2. Oh my God, I should have listened to that dude. Gosh, even at $1,000, I would be filthy freaking rich, is what he would tell himself, right? Because those numbers are absurd. And when I had lunch with Frank, which I always do, last year, he says, Joe, I remember I was sitting over here at our little Mexican restaurant, and you telling me as this thing's rising up to $2,000, it's $1,300, it did the 888 thing, that the webbot said it was going to 13,800. And he told me, that's just hard to believe. And even then, the timing for Cliff's robot report on that was early 2018. And here I am talking to Frank in early 2017. And even through past that, not just early 2017, but, getting close to mid 2017. He's like, even when it hit $5,000, I'm sitting there saying, there's no way. It's not going, it can't. He says, but dude, it went to 20. And it did it early. We didn't have to wait till February or March. December, it hit 13.8, went to 20, back down. So he's like, yeah, I was surprised. So I said, if you were surprised, that was 1 year. Bitcoin's done that before. When it was hundreds, went to 1,000. When it was pennies, went to dollars, tens of dollars. Litecoin has done the same thing, except it hasn't broken past the hundreds yet. So is what this guy's saying absurd? Actually, it's not. Why? Because we've already done it. So what does this other person have to say? This is from bitcoinist.com. Cryptocurrency and initial coin offering expert Philip Nunn made a prediction in January, back in this past January, that Bitcoin would reach lows of $6,000 and highs of $60,000. Nunn recently reiterated his confidence in the prediction after the price of Bitcoin plummeted almost 18% last week. It's going to disrupt everything. Philip Nunn, CEO of the Blackmore Group and Wealth Chain Group, piqued the interest of the cryptocurrency and investing communities in January of this year when he made a prediction that the price of Bitcoin in the year 2018 would reach a bottom of $6,000 and a high of $60,000. At the time of the prediction, the price of Bitcoin had pulled back a large percentage of its run-up to an all-time high in mid-December of almost $20,000 and was sitting at just over $10,000. The first half of his prediction came true in the first week of February when the price of Bitcoin briefly fell below 6K. Now, many are becoming skeptical that Bitcoin will be able to return to its $20,000 all-time high in 2018, let alone come anywhere close to $60,000. He remains confident, however, citing his unwavering belief in the underlying blockchain technology as the vehicle that will take Bitcoin and others to new highs in the coming years. He says, the reality is we're moving from an internet of information to an internet of value. It's going to disrupt everything. Money, record keeping, legal, etc. I absolutely stand by my prediction. He, as well as many other cryptocurrency investors and analysts, will mostly agree that the big factor in these high percentage predictions in either direction can be accredited to the market's high volatility. And he said the prediction was based on, first of all, market volatility, which we're experiencing at the moment. I think that's really apparent. I absolutely stand by my prediction. The cryptocurrency market is still relatively young and quite small compared to traditional markets. In cryptocurrency's small market cap makes it easier to manipulate. However, constant waves of news concerning regulation, technology, and security make the cryptocurrency market truly unique. He says all the money that exists in crypto at the moment is from the public, so it's all about market sentiment. A flood of bad news can wobble the market, stuff like regulation. The industry is so small that there's market manipulation. As the cryptocurrency market matures, however, expect an influx of institutional investment and new infrastructure to slowly mitigate market manipulation and potentially push prices higher. With less than 6 months left in the year, do you believe his prediction will become reality? Are you expecting new all-time highs in 2018? Let us know in the comments below. And that's this website, whatever. Well, I don't have to comment. You already know how I feel. And here's the thing. I don't have to say, like we can only look at 2017 forward and basically guess. We've already seen the cryptocurrency market do this over and over and over and over and over and over. High, low, high, low. Oh, that's great. Whoa, that sucks bad. And then it goes sideways for a while. Oh, there's the breakout. Fake you. Nope. Oh my God, not only that, we went down even further. Further than we thought. Further than the charts were showing some of them. Oh, never mind. There it's back again. It's done this so many times, really too many times to count, if you really want to be honest. 20% drop, 50%, 70%. There were 90% drops back in the day, especially with the Mt. Gox fiasco. Massive drops in the price. So I know I come out here and I'm trying to tell you guys, hey, I'm holding. I hope you guys are, because I believe in this stuff too, just like you. Try to keep your head, your eye on the prize there. But sometimes hearing somebody else, quote unquote, another expert, if you will, or a billionaire investor guy, maybe that'll help you. Of course, John McAfee, you follow that guy on Twitter or whatever, he was calling for this damn Doka, that was this thing called? Docademic something? Docademic? Docademic. He was calling for it and said, telling everyone to get into this thing. And look what happened to it. Boy, did this thing go for days and days and days here. At least a few days. It ran up nicely. Now, granted, you look at some of the other cryptos, they did kind of have this little bit of pattern. However, 17, what was it? What was the low here? 15 cents up to now 35. I mean, you're talking 100% profit here. Slightly over if you just got in at the absolute, low here at 15, but whatever, 16 would be 32 cents, double. That's 100%. He's talking very, very big crypto enthusiast, John McAfee. And, he's the one that said, I'll eat my, private. If Bitcoin, isn't above whatever by the certain time frame, And I do think people do get a little caught up in that sometimes, a little too much caught up in that whole, by this time, this date, whatever. Bottom line is, I've never got in this for short-term profit. I was surprised at how fast it moved up a few times. Again, my Veritasium, $6, 120 in 3 weeks. Very happy about that. Watching Litecoin rise took a while. $42, 50, 60, back down, 40, 36, oh no, up, 42, $80, back down. Then it got to triple digits like Cliff High correctly predicted through his webbot. And watching it go from 100, 150, 200, 200, was pretty incredible over a few day period of time. This is what cryptos do from time to time. Therefore, since they've done this from time to time more than once, it would be an obvious bet or guess it's going to do it again. And we have, again, the best news to date for cryptos this year, and specifically very recently in the last month or two, really great news. Why isn't the market, why the market's not? because it's not fully implemented. That no one flicked a magic wand or a switch and now the whole world's using it instantly. It takes time. It takes putting in front of people, letting people start to use it. You know, it's going to take time. But like we've always said, this is going to be, it already is, it's in the process, a transfer of wealth from not only just, you know, the patient to the impatient to the patient, but those who are impatient are people who should already know about crypto, who are in crypto and know about it, but are still for some reason impatient and can't take it anymore. I gotta get out. I can't. This is too much. Fine. Give us a discount. I'll buy it up. Thanks. Thanks. I'm hodling. So that's it. Now, I will show you, I talked about this in the trade call room. Gas here. This is the crypto. Oh, didn't realize I didn't have my screen sharing thing up with you, but let me go back just so you can see the other screen I was looking at. This is the Docademic thing from that John McAfee was talking about. 15, 16 cents, boom, 34 cents, 100% profit in a few days. The guys is paying attention to certain things. He's made some calls. Anyways, gas. This is literally the gas of the Neo network. So to send Neo coins as well as other coins that ride on the Neo blockchain, such as the key, you need to have gas in that wallet. And what I'm seeing here, which I told, again, I always tell things in the trade call group first. What I'm seeing here is kind of what I saw with EOS last year, where it came up, went down, and went sideways for a while and got really low. And I'm like, I know we got a long time until next year when their blockchain comes online, EOS, but it's 58 cents. 60 cents. I'm buying a bunch just because I can't sit here and stare at this thing going that low right now. I got to get some. And then it went up. And now we're at $10 today or more. 60 cents. Of course, it got to 20 not too long ago. And I'm banking that it's going to go past that. So I'm waiting. I'm holding my EOS at the moment. But this is I'm kind of seeing something similar. Not exactly the same, but similar with gas. And I thought to myself today, which is Sunday, I'm going to go ahead and tell the people in the trade call group, this isn't going to be like a quick swing trade or nothing, but this is going to be like an EOS move. Hey, I got in at 60 cents. The thing went, you know, $20, $30 later, whatever. Epic. Now, this, of course, isn't cents. This is $13 today. But when, you know, it got over 80 bucks. There's 79 right there. I can't get my mouse in the exact spot. But let's see if we can just zoom in on that. $95 here, guys. 95 bucks. And this thing's $13 right now. Do you think at some point it'll go back to $90? Right? Let's think about that. Do you think at some point, even if you've got to wait 6 months from now, kind of like EOS, to see a 10x or a 20x return, you think it could happen? 13? It's got to go to 95 bucks? That's multiple. So all I did is say, basically, I'm going to go ahead and add this to my portfolio. I'm not trying to say get in here and get out at 10% higher. No. No. This is going to be like an EOS move. I'm in at 60 cents. Let this sucker run. And again, we'd love to see way more than $20 with EOS. I mean, 40, 60, 80, 100. Dick Algire's potential 250 price, that's absurd. Now, I will tell you, I emailed him and asked a little bit about that. And he said, well, the data was kind of inconclusive, but I think there was enough there that he felt like, oh man, EOS could be good before the end of the year, which in his case, they were looking at September timeframe. So he mentioned that in his video, but he said it was kind of inconclusive to me. So I said, okay. But again, with the airdrops and all this stuff, they finally got the damn thing going, you know, EOS. I'm going to hold. I'm hodling on that. But gas is something I'm adding. I just added. And I'm going to sit on it. Where you get out, it's up to you. Right? Like this isn't exactly a trade call of get in here, get out there. Like, let's take 20% profit. No. I want another EOS kind of move. Like this $95 thing over here, it's 13 bucks today. That's kind of what I'm waiting for. And if I got to wait a few months or several months to do it, that's okay. It'll make up for it. And with something like this, you know, Normally, like in trade calls or something, you know, all right, you got $1,000 to play with. A call comes out, put $100 in it, maybe 200. Therefore, you could have 5 calls, 200 each. There's your $1,000. On something like this, this isn't like a trade for me. So this kind of goes with my HODL stash. Therefore, if you were to say, Joe, I want to put a lot more than $1,000 into gas. Again, it's not a trade call per se. I'd say to each his own. Go for it. I know what I'm doing. And I'm going to sit on it. Here's the other side of this. The Chinese are crazy about NEO, but they had a little problem with their government, clamping down on ICOs and exchanges, getting them out of the country. They had to move, all that crap. At some point, China's going to reverse. They're going to reverse. NEO is their thing. The Chinese love it. NEO will probably go ape. Along with it, some of the coins like the key, which is on that blockchain, will probably also go up pretty nicely. Absolutely, gas would have to follow because gas is used on that blockchain anyways to move stuff around. You know, it takes gas, right? So that's why I grabbed some and I'm going to sit on them. But as I say, I'd love to just come out and do a video immediately and tell you this, but the trade call people, even though we're not charging and haven't charged for a while because we're not really ready to give, you know, like technical analysis calls out yet, I still feed them everything that I feel like, hey, there's a little bonus here. Let me give it to those guys. You know, it's only fair. So anyways, on to the next vids. Let's see what happens. Tomorrow's going to be the 18th. So by the time you see this in the morning, it is the 18th. And it'll be interesting from what my mom told me. As I told you, she's had a phone call conversation a few days ago, several. And I sent it in an email to myself about the month of June, a particular time frame, where she felt like the cryptos would start to go up, you know, like, okay, we're back into recovery mode now. It's looking good. And, but I was like, she said, well, you know, she doesn't read coins. Like, she can't do coins. She can read people, energy, which means if you have coins in their investments, and she's like, oh, I see your investments are going to do really well. She doesn't know what they are. You would know, oh, I've got crypto. You would make the connection, but she wouldn't be able to say, oh, well, that particular crypto or this one or that one. She did nail the recovery on the second week of January, day 1 of the second week. She did nail that. So I told her that. I'm like, well, you know, you did get that one right. She's like, well, I know, but we'll just see. So she gave me a little time frame, and I'm saving it because I want to see. But we shall see, won't we? So anyways, take care. On to the next videos. Have a good day.